All of my Zoomers, welcome everybody on YouTube Live. Henry Flowers, Powerful Living Outreach Ministries, going live over the YouTube airwaves. Can't wait to tell you this morning about this rude passenger got in my car. Want to tell me, not just tell me where to drive, but tell me what I should be learning. Want to tell me about myself. Ooh, I can't wait to tell you about this passenger. And I'm going to just go on in and see what we can learn. I don't know about being Jesus people as a result of this rude passenger. Had two of them too. One lady, I don't know what it is about people. When I drive, I got my navigation on audible directions, and it's intentional. Nothing about driving. You don't drive 2 million miles with no collisions and still alive without being intentional about everything. And there's a reason why I have my directions on Audible, because not only do I want to hear it without having to take my eyes off the road, but I want my passenger to hear it in case my navigation be on some bull. Because sometimes the navigation do be tripping, but you can't be, you know, a backseat driver and a last second navigator too. I don't mind. I don't mind a passenger telling me what a faster direction is, but number one, don't be late. Tell right there. No, ain't none of that. I mean, we trying to live, bro. What is wrong with you? What is the matter with you? We trying to live. No, and don't be turned that way. What way? I don't see your hand, right? I don't see your hand. Who is turned that way? Do you know left from right? I'm here for all that. And don't be last second Louis. But most of all, don't be rude. No, don't be rude. Because I ain't here for that. I'll very clearly let you understand, very clearly, just what I let this pastor understand. So here we go. Powerful Living Outreach Ministries. Listen, need to go ahead and subscribe and turn on notifications if you haven't already. Make sure you share this with somebody too. Anybody who you know is a believer in Jesus Christ or is a seeker, they got questions, they want answers. I'm here for it. Make sure you share this with them. Chime in. We definitely got a Facebook channel. Just look us up, Power for Living, right? Power for Living 2022.org is our website. You can find us on YouTube at Powerful Living 2022, or just look up Henry Flowers, Powerful Living, flowers just like the rose. We want to get to 500 subscribers this year. We made a big jump recently, and our subscribers, we're over 200 right now. So y'all make sure you subscribe and share this channel with somebody that you want, or who wants to grow in power. Listen, man, there's a whole bunch of names out there. There's a whole bunch of games out there, but not every name and not every game adds power to your life. Y'all better hear me. There's a reason we call this powerful living. Because what good is having a life and you living and you're going through all of these 365 days a week dealing with people and dealing with circumstances all the time and you got no power showing up in your life? Like, how do I make my faith show up in my life? Is there any power available? Am I just a keychain Christian, or is there real power showing up in my life to where somebody says, "Man, there's something different about that dude. I want what he has. I want what she got. That girl got a piece. You hear that tragedy she went through? She got a piece. How do I get that?" See, this powerful living. Man, you see how he responded in that difficult situation? That dude was rude as heck to him. I wouldn't have been like that. And there's a way that somebody who has the power of Jesus Christ operating on the inside of them, there's a way that that person responds during adversity, as opposed to the way worldly people respond. And so this is who we are as powerful living partners. We want to have power show up in our lives. There are real ways to get God's power to show up in your life and to make transformations in your life, and then you can be available to transform somebody else's life. Hey, look at what I have done. You want to know how to do it? Here's how to do it. So make sure you share. If you want to call in or send us a text live, I'm pretty sure this YouTube chat thing is live. And also 513-404-7793. You can send us a text message. I'll answer your questions. You got show ideas, all of this stuff. I'm here for it. I'm here for it. So make sure you share. Because we about transformation, about creating power in the lives of believers. Because Jesus said we could. This ain't no ego trip. Listen, Jesus said you got an enemy. We call him the devil. He goes by different names: Lucifer, Beelzebub. There's certain old names, different translations. All this stuff is Hebrew and Greek, but we just names that we use. Jesus says you have an enemy. He's coming to do three things, and that's it. He only coming to do three things: kill, steal, and destroy. He not playing games, y'all. He coming to kill, steal, and destroy. But Jesus says, I have come that you have life more abundantly. It's more directly translated a rich and satisfying life. And that's where we get the term powerful living. It says a rich and satisfying life. He says you should receive power when the Holy Spirit has come upon you. Power. That's where we get powerful living. So Jesus says, listen, I'm coming to give you power because you got an enemy. All right. And it felt like I had an enemy getting in this pastor, get in, and man, it was cool. Decent guy, get in, the typical normal stuff. How you doing? Good morning, sir. How you doing, young man? Good morning. Thank you for picking me up. Well, thank you for being ready, because first of all, I don't care about nothing else first. Just be ready when I get there. Be ready. When I pull up, you pulling on the handle, you get a 5-star rating. That's it. I don't care about nothing else. I don't care about nothing else. I don't care what you're wearing. I don't care what your name is. I don't care about your genders, bro. Just get in the car. When I pull up, you pull on the handle. We good. Everything else is straight. This pastor, you get in there, and we just playing, exchange some pleasantries. He about 73 years old, and he gets in there, and we start driving, and I get in the left lane, coming out of his little subdivision, and I got my left turn signal on, and I got in the left lane. Did y'all hear what I just said? I was in the left turn signal. I got my left, and in the left lane. I said I had my left turn signal on, and I'm in the left lane. So what does that tell you if you was my passenger? Wouldn't that tell you I'm about to turn left? Yeah, so I'm about to turn left. That's what I'm about to do. So I jump out there and I start making a left turn. And my passenger, why didn't you turn right? Why didn't you turn right? And you could have went down that way and saved yourself 3 minutes. So so first thing is that you loud. And this is, I'm a morning person. I'm usually about 3:30. I wish I could sleep past there. I just can't. But why you that loud this early? It's about four, I guess about 4:30 or so. I'm picking this dude up and he's loud with his. Why you ain't turn that way and save yourself 3 minutes? Well, because my navigation told me to turn left. Do you always do what your navigation tell you to do? I said, I do. Well, let me tell you something, son. You need to learn these streets on your own so you can blah 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 blah. So let's stop right there. Let's stop right there. Okay. So you know there's this thing called authority, respect your elders, and that kind of stuff. And a lot of times, um, people are worthy of respect. But just understand that respect is a two-way street. And just so you know, you give it to me, and I'm likely going to give it to you. But when you cross the line, that's when collisions can happen. You know what I'm saying? Collisions and accidents, and people get hurt. And so this wasn't necessarily one of those situations. Let me tell you something. No, he said Junior. Junior. Oh yeah, that was it. I remember that because I knew somebody named Junior. Right? He said, "Let me tell you something, Junior. You need to learn these streets on your own, so you can." Why you loud, bro? That's my first initial reaction was to get upset because somebody right in the back of me and talking loud, that's going to do something to me because I am a man. But just right on the spot, like in a half a second, I just chose not to be offended. Instead, because and I had to make a choice because when he started talking loud and when he did the junior thing, see, I didn't like that. When he did the junior thing, first of all, my name is Henry Flowers. I am the fourth. They called my father Junior, but he actually wasn't Junior. He was the third, and his father was Junior. So my grandfather was Junior. And my name is Henry Flowers. I'm the fourth. So I don't know what this Junior is, but I do know because I'm gonna explain it to you in a second. I know what this Junior is, but first of all, why you loud? See, don't and then I had my foot raised up. I had taken my foot as soon as he got loud and this junior thing came out. I took my foot off the accelerator. I looked back in my rearview mirror and I was about to hit the brake. I was about to hit the brake and pull over and push the eject button. That's the unlock button that says "Get out my car." Get out. You you do know I can do that. Yeah, I had to let people know sometime that this ain't that show. I'm not your employee. We are in a business relationship with three of us, me, you, and the ride hailing company that you hailed to connect me and you together. I don't work for them and I don't work for you. This is a business transaction that all three of us have agreed upon. And it's my car. These are my skills you hiring, and this is me as a person. And all I'm saying is don't be rude. Ain't no need for that. Well, you a believer. You supposed to be. I am nice. I kept the rock. I said I raised my foot up to hit the brake and to hit the eject button, but I didn't. I chose not to be offended. Instead, what I did was mirror him. I chose to mirror his energy. So you need to learn these streets by yourself. And Junior, first of all, let me go back up. First of all, let me tell you something about this Junior thing. And young people, anybody on this that's listening here, 30 and under, you've heard this term respect your elders. And I remember one time a young person actually asked me, why do they say respect your elders? Why you got to respect people that's older than you? It's real simple. I won't spend a lot of time, but they older than you. They've been here. They paved the way. They paid the taxes. They survived stuff, just discrimination and Jim Crow and all the kind of stuff they lived through. Likely many of them fought the battles and won battles that you don't have to fight and battles that give you the comfort that you experience today. The technology that you have today, old school folks made that possible, kept the economy going, gave rise to innovation and ideas, and those are the things that you enjoy today. So just briefly, that's basically why you should respect your elders, right? Okay, so but anybody 30 or under today, I just want you to know something. Never give your um ear or never give authority to somebody who hasn't earned it. Older people can do that sometimes. This was one of those situations where I felt like he was trying to sun me. You, if you never heard this term before, he was trying to sun me. When you're older, and I don't know, I got a young look. I'm not as young as I look. I fool a lot of people, but just I know I got a young look. And this guy's 73, and he looks 73. And a lot of times, these older people they'll try to sun you and just try to have respect and demand respect from you, like you're supposed to listen to them just because they older. And this whole junior thing. No, no, no. Listen, listen. Um, Authority and respect should be earned and never given away. You don't get to have authority and influence in my life until you've proven yourself trustworthy. Young people, y'all better hear that. Y'all better hear that. Many times you've gotten into situations listening to somebody who you have given authority over that didn't deserve it, maybe in that area. Oh, I'm a witness. People talk about church hurt. If you've been in church for too long, been in the wrong church, and somebody who was the pastor, they were right in this area, they were right in another area, maybe they even have the gift of prophecy. They spoke a word of knowledge into your life, or they just told you things that only them and God, only you and God knew. And they told you that and said, hey, you need to correct this. And that was a moment where God used that person in spite of themselves. And so next time comes where they might be in the flesh and they might be manipulating you and try to get you to do something that they want you to do that God didn't necessarily tell you to do. That's when you need to be careful. Yeah, people try to son you, they try to take authority over your life. And sometimes it's good, but sometimes it's not. And people get manipulated and things like that, especially at church or whoever it is. It might be an older parent, an older teacher, an older relationship, older cousin, older uncle, whoever it is. Respect is a two-way street, bro. Why you got to be getting loud with yours? And junior, I ain't that much your junior. You 73 and all, but I'm 51. I'll be 52 this year. And while I'm always available for information, I always want to hear you. Listen, don't be rude with yours, because I done been messed up too many times by people trying to take authority as opposed to earn it. Oh yeah, I'm gonna sit with that for a second. I think the Holy Spirit wants me to sit with that for a second. Especially, this happens a lot in leadership. You're on your job and somebody older than you, especially got a position over you, and they trying to influence you into doing things that you don't really want to do. They trying to son you. They trying to take authority over you. And I'm telling you, better listen to your heart and learn how to be bold and stand up for yourself. I don't care what they dangling in front of you. You know that position you want? Well, I could do some things to help you get that position. And now all of a sudden you're doing something that you maybe didn't want to do, something that might be a little unethical. Hey, we got these books over here. I need this total at the bottom to be this. You know that position you was asking me about 3 months ago? It's coming open. And I'm gonna have a very large voice in who gets that position. Yeah, I need this report about me to go away. Can you handle that? All of a sudden, what are they doing? They're dangling, they're trying to take authority over you to get you to do something that really benefits them. I've been in church before where a pastor, this is crazy, but it happens. Especially, they really only do this to younger people, I've noticed. They only do this to younger people that, I remember one time it got crazy, influence, builds a little bit more influence. All of a sudden, they all up in your business in places where they shouldn't go. I've had a pastor tell me what should and shouldn't be going on in my bedroom with my wife. Oh yeah, God opens and closes the womb. God wants you to have as many children as He say you have. Oh really? Oh really? You paying these bills up in here? Oh man, I've had people influence me, man. I would have had a job. I did this, shared this testimony one time. I had a job that was offered to me as an assistant manager. He said, brother, listen, I like the way I was selling cars. Wasn't doing that great because I wanted to be in church on Sunday. So my pastor's influence on my life was like, bro, you can't take jobs on Sundays. God wants you to be in church on Sunday. Remember the Sabbath day. Keep it holy. There's a problem. A little bit of truth to that. And that's how people do when you give them undue influence in your life. They come with a little bit of truth. Remember the Sabbath day and keep it holy. Why? Because they want you to be in church on Sunday. They don't want you to miss church. He didn't want me to take that job. That job would have changed my life. That man offered me $30,000. This was probably in 1996. You know how much $30,000 a year was worth in 1996? That's about that's about $55,000 in today's money. And I needed that, bro. Listen, I needed that money. But no, Junior, remember the Sabbath day and keep it holy. You know why he didn't want me to take that job? Because it would have definitely kept me out of church on Sunday. And let me tell you why he wanted me in church on Sunday. Guess who was the church musician? Mm, hmm That would have been me. Yeah. Remember the Sabbath day and keep it holy. That's amazing. They quote Old Testament stuff when they want it, when it works for them. But the New Testament says, Jesus says, listen, I am the Lord of the Sabbath. The Sabbath day is consumed in me. Not to mention, he said, listen, the Sabbath day was made for man. Man was not made for the Sabbath. So it's a day that you take time and worship God and sacrament and give yourself to Him. It might be on Saturday. Because, Lord, we can do the research and know that it wasn't Sunday, wasn't the Sabbath day according to Scripture. But at whatever day you choose. But they don't tell you all that, especially when they're trying to manipulate you and they're trying to son you, take authority over your life. Don't do that, young people. Don't do that. Yeah, and I didn't know enough at that time to do my own research. That's right, Zoomer. Yeah, I know now that it actually is Saturday. The Sabbath that they were talking about, according to the calendar, you do the research, and actual Sabbath day is actually Saturday. Um, and what Jesus said about the Sabbath day is true as well. He says the Sabbath day was made for us, not for us to serve the Sabbath day. So he says, don't be in bondage to that thing. If there's something going on and you need to handle it on a Sunday, just don't let 7 days go by where you haven't consecrated your life to God. Because this is supposed to be about Him. Your life is supposed to be His. This is just example somebody taking, you just trying to sun you. Let me tell you something, Junior. Learn these streets on your own. Man, don't try to sun me. You ain't earned that authority in my life. I've been hurt too much. Now I'm 50, 52 almost. And I'm just saying for young people, just be careful. Just be careful about people who try to push up on you all of a sudden and force you to do something that you don't really feel comfortable about. If you don't feel good about it, you better wait, pray about it. Missed out on a good paying job because I got to be in church on Sunday. Man, that job would have changed my family life. And I would be a franchisee owner, a franchise that had just gotten started. Man said, I like you. I need an assistant manager. If you come and work for me, I can promise you in 7 years, I'm gonna make you the same promise that my mentor made me when he hired me as assistant manager. Work for me in 7 years, you'll have your own franchise. Y'all know it. CC's Pizza. Anybody ever heard of that? They kind of blew up. Yeah. Started off CCP. It was a buffet. $2.99 was the buffet. It's about $8.99 now, but they all over the place. And I could have had my own franchise. But God is sovereign. God takes care of everything. He works all things together for the good to them that love Him, and He know I love Him. But that person who's in authority over me, God gave him too much authority in my life. I should have been my behind at that CC's Pizza. Junior, let me tell you something, Junior. Learn these streets on your own, and so you can be there and do this and do that all loud with his. And I said, hold on, let me ask you a question. No, no, this is what no when we went with the junior thing. You learn how to do these streets on your own and for you learn it for yourself, and you ain't got to listen to that navigation. You can save time, blah blah blah. I said, well, to that, sir, I say no. And I sat and looked at him. I think he might have been shocked that I interrupted him. I said, well, to that I say no. And I just stood there and looked at him through the rearview mirror. No. And he said, okay. I said, now, let me ask you a question. All right, go ahead. When I was at the corner with my left turn signal on and in the left turn lane, and you knew I should have went right to save you some time, because I got a couple hours left. This is actually you. You said I can save me some time, but really what this is about you saving you some time. Let me ask you a question. When I was at the corner, how come you didn't say something? Mm-hmm. Well, I wanted to see what you was gonna do, so that blah 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 blah. I said, see, this is where the foolishness comes in. This is where the foolishness come in for a lot of us too. Hey, Bootsy, I'm preaching right now. Let me go, girl. I can't picture right now. This is where the foolishness comes in. I wanted to see what was going to happen. Why? Why are you sitting back and waiting for life to happen to you, waiting for somebody else who got the driver's seat in your life? Why? You know there's something else that you want. You know there's something else out there that you can do that can make your life better, more efficient, or however you want to call it or name it. But you sitting back and allowing something to happen that you don't want to happen. And then you complain about it. That's where the foolishness comes in. You complain about it. You see, there's a whole group of people who are sitting back on the sidelines of their life and just letting life happen to them. Brother, stop that. That is not who we are in Christ. That is not who we are in Christ. God is, he says, all power in heaven and earth has been given it unto me. Now you go. You go and do something. You go and create something. Don't be sitting back and waiting on something to happen, waiting on life to happen to you, waiting to, whatever comes shall be. Que sera, sera. No, no, brother. You sitting back and waiting for life to happen, and then you complain about what you got. Get on the court of your life. You're sitting back there watching people score points in your life or missing baskets in your life. When you gonna get up and do something and say something? And especially to the point where you got a complaint about what just happened that you sat back and let happen. You know what just happened is unethical. And he asking you to change the bottom line and dangling a job over your head. And you know what you're about to do is unethical. And you just gonna sit back and let it happen, bro. And then you're gonna complain about it when you lose your job because you got caught up in the wash when the thing got discovered and uncovered. When Doge came in and demanded an audit. And now everything is getting uncovered. Lord have mercy. When you open that one door, it's a little warm here. Yeah, stop that. We can't. Uh-uh. God wants you to be the cause in the matters of your life. Believers in God don't sit around and let stuff happen. We get out on the court and we make it happen. It's called being cause in the matters of your life. That way there is no complaint because the things that you get are the things that you create for yourself. You sitting back, no way in the world somebody gonna cost me 3 minutes when I actually need that 3 minutes. Hey, brother, if you don't mind at this corner, make a right turn. It's gonna save me some time. No problem, sir. And then the complaint. You know how people are? They got a constant complaint about stuff. I don't have peace in my life. But you're always hanging around people who take away your peace. Stop it. Well, I don't have a good love or a romantic love life. I want to be in love. I want to be married. But you don't go nowhere. You sitting your behind in the house in that lazy boy, that lazy girl chair, and ain't went out to see nobody. You ain't been out the house since the last time you went to work. But you want to find love. Well, I don't have enough money in my life, but you're sitting back on the same job that's giving you the same income, and you ain't even trying to create nothing different. You know, a part-time job can really change some things. If you do it right, if you manage your money right, you connect to somebody who's got more wisdom than you have, likely somebody who's older and been there, and you connect with them and they can give you wisdom on how to master your money. And you got this complaint that you ain't getting what you want, but you ain't doing nothing about it. That's called a racket. Stop it. If you want what you say you want in your life, go get it. And be bold about it, man. Don't be sitting back and you go, well, let me show you what a racket is. You got something you complain about in your life. And then there's a consistent thing that you do to keep that thing in your life. And then that consistent thing that you do leads you right back to the ability to be able to complain about it, which leads you right back to the beginning. You got a complaint and you got a consistent way of being that leads you to being able to complain about it. It's a cycle, it's a racket. Now, if you want something different, do something different. If you want to be in better shape, you got to do something different. And here's something I learned, especially about being in shape, because I don't know about you, but battling the bulge, bro. I'm telling you, at 51, my body just ain't the way it used to be. I love children, but I never thought I'd look like I'm about to give birth to one. Mm, wow, that happened. Yeah, it happened. One meal at a time, one non-exercise day at a time, it's over and over again. But people have these complaints about what they want and what they want to look like, but you don't never see them getting up doing something about it. Stop it. If you want your life to be different, you got to do something different, brother. All right. Why didn't you say something? Well, I wanted to see what you was gonna do. No, no, no. Okay, well, I understand. Okay. Well, you should have said something. Well, learn how to do these streets on your own, Junior. Learn these streets on your own. And I told him, I said to that, I said no. Now, let me explain to you why. Because this is where I felt a little stiffness in my back, a little spine rise up in me. I don't know. It's just his tone. I ain't like his tone. I ain't like his attitude, especially the little complaint about me not making the right turn when he sat back and didn't say nothing. And now you want to complain and critique my driving and my navigation. So I said, now let me explain something to you. Let me tell you why I don't learn these streets on my own, so I can save time, because my job is to fulfill our agreement. And our agreement is that I will pick you up at this location and drop you off to that location. And my job is to get you there as safely as possible. I'm trying to get us both to your destination so I get paid and so you can get where you got to go. It ain't my job to be sitting around here and correcting and looking at those streets and making sure I'm getting there as fast as possible. My job is to watch out for Donnie Dumas over there with his face in his phone while he driving. My job is looking out for Lucy Lazy Eye, who's sitting there running the red light because she putting on her makeup while she driving. My job is is looking out for Sally Swervelaw and swerving across the center line and wanting to have a head-on collision with us because she eating a bowl of cereal while driving. Yeah, my job is to look out for all that. Not to mention Bambi, who bouncing across the road all times of the night and all times of the day, waiting to just tear us all up to pieces. My job is to get us there safe. My job ain't to get us there as fast as possible. And I definitely ain't gonna be looking at that navigation to try to make sure that we going the right way. When I got a willing and able passenger, as you have obviously displayed, that somebody can tell me early enough that I can actually make the thing happen that you say you want to happen. That's why I don't learn these streets on my own. You got you got real quiet after that. Okay, well, I guess I can understand that. Well, I'm glad you can. Do you understand what just happened? So this is an opportunity for you to stand up for yourself against people who just think they got authority over you just for no reason. It's amazing how some of you heard this mama bear mentality. Man, don't mess with it. You want to see a mama go crazy? Mess with her cubs. And some of you will stand up for other people more than you'll stand up for yourself. You need to stop it. If if you want what you say you want out of your life, you want peace in your life, there's constantly opportunities coming up every day to take away your peace. And you just sit back and let it happen. You don't say nothing. That is not Jesus. You got Proverbs chapter 28. I'm gonna just run through a few scriptures. You can got to turn it if you want to. I just run through a couple of them. So I'm gonna show you what I'm talking about. There's a time for boldness and a time for you to stand up and say something, especially when something cray is going on. Because sometimes people need to be put in their place. I ain't here for you to walk over me. Be respectful. Jesus said if somebody slap you on the one cheek, offer them the other. But he ain't say let them hit you in the other one. Mm, I'm gonna offer you the other one, but I promise you, if you slap me on my right side, and I'm gonna say, you better not do that again. And if you go to slap me on the left side of my cheek, I can promise you, I ain't gonna let that other punch land. You're gonna find out there's gonna be some consequences and repercussions coming your way. He said, offer them another cheek. He ain't say let them slap you on it. All I'm saying, I ain't advocating violence, but I'm advocating self-defense, especially from foolishness, from foolish people who think they can just son you and take authority over you when they haven't earned it. I love Proverbs chapter 28, verse 1. It says, the wicked run away when no one is chasing them, but the godly are bold as lions. You don't really see that reference show up much for Christians. Most of the time, when you think of Christians, people got this idea you're supposed to be meek and humble, which most time people make it mean you're supposed to be nice, possibly let people take advantage of you, speak rudely to you, and all this kind of stuff. Listen, I ain't here to be belligerent. I'm not a brawler, but trust me, I can't fight. And I'm not gonna sit here and allow you to be walked on, allow myself to be walked on. And then it's ridiculous that you'll stand up for other people, and man, you get your hackles all up, man, and you get in a flame and roar. Man, you ready to fight somebody over your children, but let people walk all over you. That is not Jesus. Jesus says, "Love others as you love yourself." Love others as you love yourself. The way you love yourself. Love others after you love yourself. Stand up for somebody after you stand up for yourself. How in the world you gonna not tolerate somebody else being abused, but you're gonna go right home and be abused and allow it to happen to you? Boy, how many times do we do that? Not take our own advice. He says the righteous are bold as a lion. Why are we bold? Bro, because we know that God is with us. Hebrews chapter 13, verse 6. Hebrews chapter 13, verse 6. You can write this down, turn there real quickly if you want to. So we can say with confidence, the Lord is my helper, so I will have no fear. What can man do unto me? Anybody scared of you? I don't appreciate that you talking loud in my car. I do need you to understand. This is my car, and I can appreciate you only liking Jewish music, but don't get in here and tell me turn the music off. You need to ask me. I got a whole bunch of responses. Boy, no jazz Jews. Look up that podcast. No jazz Jews on this channel, man. You got these two Jewish brothers that I picked up going to the airport early in the morning. They got in the car. Hey, can you turn the music off? We only listen to Jewish music. Mm. They find out real fast the righteous are bold as a lion. Man, did you ever touch a black man radio? Didn't you hear what Chris Tucker said? What? Second Timothy chapter 1. Some of y'all need to hear this, especially you young people, man. You get some older people come up in your life, they ain't no job, and they try to son you just because they older than you. That ain't necessarily God's will. People need to earn respect in your life. They need to earn authority. Make them earn it. Talking out loud. I can talk loud too. And just because you talking out loud don't mean you're going to intimidate me. I ain't intimidated by loud talk. Second Timothy chapter 1, verse 7. For God hadn't given us a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind, a disciplined mind. A disciplined mind. I ain't afraid of you because you talking loud. And I'm definitely not going to be pandering you and kowtowing to you because I don't want to upset you so I can get a tip. Don't get me started on that. Pastors think they can talk rude to you just because if you don't, well, yeah, I was going to give you a tip. And you shut up. You wasn't going to do nothing. Most pastors don't tip. Did you know that? I don't know what it is. It ain't the economy because I've been doing this for about 7 years. And if I deliver 60 rides that week, most of the time I usually get about $25 in tips. $1? If you give me a 5-star rating, you give me $1. Help a brother out. But I'm saying I ain't gonna be sitting back being rude, allowing you to be rude to me just so I can get the non-tip that you ain't gonna give me. No, bro, this is respect. Respect is a two-way street. And this is not an avenue for me to just give you carte blanche to be rude to people because they are rude to you. And trust me, sometimes I've given people a pass, and I just stare at them. I remember dude thought he was gonna beat his wife in my car, or beat his woman. I kid you not. This is one of the times where I didn't say nothing. I just stared at him. Yeah, he's he grabbed her face. She was looking out the window. They didn't speak English. They didn't speak English at all. They come in there speaking their little language. I'm going to take them to the airport. And they talk about, see, I may not understand the words you're saying, but I understand aggression. And when she wasn't paying you no attention, she would turn her face, look out the window. He reached over and grabbed her jaw and whipped her face toward him. Y'all, let me tell you something. You can physically abuse your partner, but you ain't gonna do it in front of me. And I don't care what language he speak or what language he don't understand. Here's one language that everybody understands. When I hit the brake and I pulled that car over and I looked into that rear view mirror and I just stared at him. I just stared at him for a few minutes, long too, long pause. And he was staring back at me and I just kept staring at him. And he finally dropped his gaze and started looking out the window. But the first thing he did, as soon as I hit them brakes and pulled over, the first thing he did was he took his hands off of her. Mm. There are certain things that I don't allow on my basketball court because I show up in my life. I don't let things go and just happen. And it ain't about whether he could beat me or I could beat him. I don't care about all that. If I got to take a butt whooping for the fact to keep you from beating your person in my car, I'll take that butt whooping and bring it on. It ain't gonna be as easy as you think. But I ain't gonna sit back and just let it happen. Young people, stop that. Be bold. Say something. There's a spirit of God that's on the inside of you that's giving you power. Sometimes you need to use it, bro. Just sit back and let stuff happen. Deal with things face to face. Look somebody straight in their eye and say, "Hey, listen, that don't happen here, bro. I don't really know um, what other kind of drivers you've had in the past, and I don't mind taking directions from you, but be nice about it. Why you talking so loud? My name ain't Junior, and if you wanted to save time, you should have said something. Say something. So don't sit here and turn this into an opportunity to critique my driving skills. I've been doing this for 7 years. You just got in my car, and I can pull over and let you out kindly. It's just if you want something in your life, and there's an opportunity for you to stand up and take on a situation, do it with boldness, because God is with you. God is with you. And you can't sit back and say that you want something in your life, but you got a constant complaint and you ain't doing nothing about it. You are what's called a controller and a complainer. Whenever you can sit back and allow me to do something that you know I shouldn't do, but then you want to come back and critique me about it and complain about it, you're somebody who's looking for stuff to complain about. That's who you are. You're a complainer. Your kid ain't did something that you thought they should do, and every time you see them or hear about them, you got their name in your mouth, trying to run them down because of what they did. You wonder why don't nobody like your behind. You wonder why nobody don't like you. You're a complainer and a controller. Let them kids make the mistakes. They grown folks. They grown now. You can't trust your training. Once they turn 18, they gonna do what they want to do now, whether you like it or not. But what they don't need is to have life coming at them, trying to teach them life lessons, but you also being a controller and a complainer and got negative things to say about them. See, I done told you, and always got and I told you so. And I told you so ain't necessarily evil, but it ain't necessary all the time. You wonder why your kids don't call you. You wonder why folks don't come visit you. Folks forget your birthday. Stop being mean. People don't like mean people. Sometimes your kids just want you to be happy for them, even if what they did might end up causing them some pain down the end of the road. Okay, well, just instead of when they come with the lump on their head and you not knowing you told them not to, listen. Instead of just handing them the riot act, how about just hand them some ice, man? Nobody likes a complainer, and definitely nobody likes a controller. I wonder why you got no friends, bro. I wonder why you lonely. You always got something negative to say about something that people chose on their own. That's their life. How about just love people? How about just encourage people? And especially if they done already made the decision, bro, I done already made the left turn. Why are you all up in my grill now talking all loud because I should have turned right? When you had the opportunity to say something early, you just wanted to create an opportunity for yourself to complain. Stop it. You better read the book of Galatians, chapter 5. And it talks about complainers and where their destination is on the last day. Complainers. Now, that's right. Now, there's a little bit more detail to that term, complainers. It's a little bit more in depth, but at its root, it's people who always got something negative to say about everything. Complainers. Ain't nothing ever right. Ain't nothing ever good enough. When they can actually use godly power in their lives and go out and make a change in their life, instead they complain about everything that's happening. And wonder why nobody don't like you behind. Wonder why you lonely. Stop it. If you want something different to show up in your life, then you probably got to do something different. Get on the court in your life and make it happen. The righteous are bold as a lion, and there's power on the inside of us that we can exercise to create the kind of life that we want, as opposed to just sitting back and letting life happen and then complain about it. Stop it. You're better than that. And if you ain't, you could be better than that. Life in Jesus Christ would make you better than that. Call me. We'll talk. Henry Flowers, Powerful Living Outreach Ministries. That's right. Ain't going nowhere. I'm coming back. Shoot. All right.